What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Midas, and today I'm going to show you guys how to create your own YouTube banner. Basically, I'm going to also provide a downloadable template that you can edit, to create your own banner. Basically, you'll be able to edit the channel name, the name here. You can edit most of these things, and move them around and, change whatever text is on here, change the background. It's a free template, so just download it, and it's what I'm going to be showing you guys how to make in this video. Make sure to grab every link used in this video from the description, because everything will be there for you guys to use. So you know what, let's get this party started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and download the banner dimensions template. There should be a link for that in the description. Make sure to grab that because we're going to be using that to complete the creation of this YouTube banner template. So once you have it downloaded, you want to go into your downloads folder in whatever system you're using, Mac or Windows, and just unzip the folder. So you can use any unzipper. So I'm using WinRAR in this tutorial. I'm just going to click on the .psd file, channel art template, and then extract to desktop right there. As you can see right there, I've already done it before, so it's basically just asking me to replace it, and I'm just gonna say yes because it doesn't really matter. So next thing you want to do is you want to look for it on your desktop, or wherever you unzipped the channel art template to, and then open it. Just double click on it and it's gonna open up your Photoshop application. Okay, as you can see right now, we have what we need. This is already a pre-designed template showing you how your YouTube banner is going to look like. What you want to do is you want to make sure you keep your your text, and let's say your logo, or an image of yourself, stuff like that you want people to see across all platforms, mobile, desktop, tablets, everything. You want to keep all that stuff centered, and then if you put anything on these parts, they won't be seen on mobile. So you want to make sure that you put everything that's important to you right here. So I'll show you when I start to create my version of a YouTube banner what I would usually put somewhere right here or somewhere right here, and you guys can go ahead and get creative with it and do whatever you need to do. But before we begin, the first thing you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure that your rulers are activated. So I already have my rulers activated. As you can see, this right here is your ruler, this thing at the top. So you can go over to view if it's not activated, and then go over to rulers. You want to make sure this is checked right here. So Control R has to be checked. Once it's checked, then you have your ruler. Just click on the ruler right here. Just click on any spot's good, and just pull all the way to the top right there, and you set your first mark. Then you grab another ruler again, and all the way to the bottom this time, and you set your second mark right there. And now you're gonna grab this ruler from the center point and place it where you want to put all your important stuff. So right here is your first one, and your second one is right here. So if you can't find your ruler, make sure you look down to the left or the bottom left corner. That's where your vertical ruler is gonna be. So I'm gonna pull from there and just drag it to the second points that I do not want to exceed. So now we have our rulers set right there. So basically we don't need the dimensions anymore. So we can turn off the spec layer. As you can see right there, we now have that gone, and as you can see, we have just a blank background. So the next thing you want to do is you want to cut off the top and the bottom. These are pretty easy to do, and we can go from here. So what you want to do to complete this action is to grab your rectangular marquee tool. So I'm going to click on this, as you can see, and then you just grab any point like right around here or right around here. It doesn't matter. Just make sure it's like right off like to a corner, and just grab it all the way to the end and just pull it upwards. So basically you want it to highlight all the way to the point where you put your ruler at. So basically at that point right there, and you can just delete it. You can also keep this entire thing. You don't have to do this deletion part. I just like to do this because it cleans up my banner. This is just me. You don't have to delete this part and this top part, because we're going to be deleting both of these top parts. So I'm going to delete this right now, and just press delete. That's all you got to do, is you just delete it, and then press Control or Command D. That's how you deselect the layer. That's how you turn off these little things right here. And then you do the same thing for the top right there, and just delete it again, and do the same thing and deselect it. Now we have what we're going to work with, to place our banner on and place our text on and all that stuff. So this is basically your YouTube banner. This is a template right here. First thing you want to do is you want to grab the horizontal type tool, the text tool basically, and you can download fonts. I'm going to show you guys where you can grab some fonts. There's going to be a link in the description. You can't see this. This is www.defont.com. There will be a link in the description to grab some fonts here. So most of these fonts could be demos or just free fonts, so it doesn't matter. there, you can still use them. I've gotten all kinds of fonts from here. You can get anything you need, any kind of vibe you're looking for, you can find here. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab something from the old school section. You can go ahead and look around to find something that works for you. So I'm just gonna go ahead and look through here, and I think I like this retro chips. It looks pretty bold, pretty simple. You guys can go crazy. You can get Frankie or cheese cookies, whatever it is, man. Just download it right there. Make sure you have something to unzip the folder again, because we're just gonna unzip it again. I'm gonna use WinRAR, which is basically a free software that I use. And you want to make sure you get this file right here, retrochips.otf, and then extract it to your desktop and click OK right there. Minimize everything and then open up retrochips. So you want to install it. So just double click on it and then look to the top right here, install. It should be something similar like this for Mac, where you just install it as well. So you just install it. Once you install it, it does the job of installing it on Adobe Photoshop for you. Once it's done, it's done. Just close the little thing right there, open your Photoshop right back up again, and then just look for it. So retro chips, voila, super easy. So you want to grab that, make sure your text or your type tool is selected, and create a new layer, a new text layer. Basically just click. So as you can see, there's some random name right there, some random generated name right there. I'm just going to change that to the letter channel name. I'm just going to change it to channel name. So you're going to be able to replace this with whatever your channel name is, put it, to whatever you want. So once you have that done, you want to basically grab that created, text and just center it. Just place it somewhere around the center right there. Basically, as you can see right there, it's now centered. But if you want to use an alternate way to center, your text or anything, all you got to do is make sure this layer is selected, channel name, and then click Control A to select the entire layer, the entire thing. So once you have that selected, then you go over to the top here. You're going to see a button that says Align Horizontal Centers and one that says Align Vertical Centers. And that's another way to get this thing to be centered. Or you can just drag it and just look for the pink line like I did earlier. As you can see right there, the center. This is just my method of doing it. It's faster for me, but if you want a more accurate way of doing it that you don't make too much mistakes with, that's easier, just do this method that I showed you guys. And make sure to click Control D to deselect, because anytime these little dots are activated, they can cause problems. So just make sure you have them deselected, Control or Command D. You can just change the color of the text by default. Just double click the entire thing, and as you can see up here, there's like the black color, so you can just change this and just drag it to all the way white, or whatever color you're looking for. And then once you have that done, you have your text basically there. We're gonna add a few more effects. So I'm gonna go to blending options. We're gonna add a stroke. It's one of my favorite effects for making characters pop. So just right click on it. Well, that's a little too much, so we're gonna bring that down. First, we're gonna change the color to black, because I like that black complements white. It looks good. So you reduce the size of you just have to reduce the size of it to kind of give it more, the kind of vibe you're looking for. So I'm just gonna leave it at like 10, right around there. Nah, let's do 9. I'm gonna do 9. I just feel good about 9. So you want to make sure it's also positioned outside. Blend mode is normal, opacity is 100, and basically everything else here is the same. Once you have this done, you want to also add, let's say, a drop shadow. It's another pretty cool effect. As you can see, I don't know if you guys notice it, basically added that little background, shadow there. So you can always mess around with these 3 effects: the distance, the spread, and the size, to decide what you want to do with it. So you see how the size gives it more, it gives it more of a background right there, and the spread gives it just kind of, I don't know, you got to just mess with it to kind of see how it works. These 3 buttons right here, but these are the most important ones you got to worry about. These other ones, you don't really got to worry about when you're making this. This should be enough for you guys to get whatever effect you're looking for. Next thing you can also do is you can also add like a gradient overlay, so you can give it more of a different vibe. So a gradient overlay is something that goes from one color to another. You can just give it this vibe right here, and then click on gradient, and then change this to whatever you want. You can always change it manually here as well. Give it red at the bottom, and let's say change it here and give it green at the top. So right there, so like that. So you can just mess with these controls to give yourself whatever vibe you're looking for. You can just use a plain color, which is what I'm going to be using for this template, because you guys can edit this. I'm going to have this downloadable for you guys in the description. So just make sure that you grab a copy if you don't want to have to do this throughout this entire video. You can just grab that and edit that video. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that pretty soon. I'm not going to add any more effects, because I think that should be okay for this text. You can always go ahead and mess around with some more stuff, but I think it's sometimes simple is best. So once you have your text name right there, the next thing you want to add some PNGs. So you want to add some PNGs. I'm going to show you guys another website where you can grab free PNGs. So this link is also going to be in the description. It's www.cleanpng.com. So you can search up whatever kind of PNGs you want. So we're going to be looking for some social media PNGs here. So I'm basically going to grab some social media PNGs and the subscribe button PNG. Okay, I'm going to grab this this one, and as you can see, it's right there. You just want to download it right here, free download, and then it begins to download. As you can see, it's downloaded my first one, so I'm gonna get the rest of my social media PNGs. Just go ahead and do the same thing. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna grab for social media PNGs. So once you've grabbed all the PNGs that you want to use, PNGs are basically transparent images. So these kinds of images would just stick to whatever you place them on without the background. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the PNGs that we've just downloaded. So we're gonna go over to File and then Open, and then we're gonna go to our Downloads folder, and then we're gonna grab each PNG. So the Facebook one, the Instagram one, the email one, and the subscribe button right there, and just click Open, and then it's gonna open all 4 of them. As you can see right there, it's opened all 4 of them, but we want to go back to our project. So if you can't find your project because it's like all lost in here, click these double arrows right here, and you can see the entire, you know, every single project you're working on. So you want to click your channel art template, which is the one we're working on right now, and then go over to your first PNG, grab it and pull it in. Just grab it and pull it in until it's in here. So you want to make sure you grab it, you know, just grab it onto the top of this layer right here, and then it's going to switch automatically. Once it opens, then you grab it and just place it anywhere you want. Just place it somewhere. Just ignore all that and press OK. Once it's in there, now it's time to reshape it because you don't want it to be this big. All you got to do is hold down Alt or Option. So that applies to Windows and Mac. So Alt Option or just Alt on Windows, and just resize it, as you can see, so it's perfectly, you know, shaped. And once you're done, let go of both of them. And then once you have that done to your satisfaction, you bring it to wherever you want it to be. I'm going to be placing this down here. I'm actually going to reduce my channel name. I'm going to reduce this and just place it wherever you want. So I'm going to place that right there to start, and then I'm going to change the color of this layer as well because I want it to be white. But this time we're going to go color overlay, and that's how we're going to make it white. So it's gray, so we're going to make it white, which is what we're going for. And then I'm going to give it a drop shadow. It's just something light. I think that's a little too much, so I'm going to reduce the size just slightly right there, and then okay. And then I'm going to place that right there and then leave that. So now that we have this on here, I'm just going to close the Facebook PNG because we're done with it. So you want to grab the email PNG or the Instagram PNG, whichever one you want to grab, whatever PNG you're using, doesn't really matter. Then grab it in here and then do the same thing we did to the Facebook. So just resize it, make it super small until it looks like it's about the same size as this. So you can always zoom in to make sure you can click better, or you can control each variable a lot better. So I'm just going to reduce this just a tad bit more. I think it's fine where it's at right now, and I can just place this right somewhere around here. You can always use those pink, or is it purple? I'm not really sure. You can always use those lines to, you know, help you align with these ones, or align two different, you know, objects on the screen. I'm gonna go back and place some drop shadows on the Instagram and the email PNGs because I forgot to do that. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna zoom out. I just want to zoom out a little bit, you know, so it's not so close, so I can see what it looks like. All you gotta do is click on Z to switch to the zoom tool, and then hold down Alt, and it'll switch to the negative zoom tool, which you can then click on to just go back a little bit. So right there is what we're working with at the moment. So I think I kind of like what's working with this. So I'm gonna add some more text. Basically, you guys can edit these points as well. I'm gonna add some text here, you know, where you can add your Facebook name, and then one here for your email, one here for your Instagram. As a matter of fact, I'm going to switch this right here with the Instagram. I'm going to pull this back here and then place this right here. I'm going to move the Facebook just a tad bit. So this is just organization. You can always move these things wherever you want. You can place them wherever you want. You can even place them at the top if you feel that's where you want them at. It's all about what you're really looking for, you know? So I'm just going to place this right here and then this right here. So that looks okay to me. I'm working with that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the channel name text, and we're going to place it right here, here, and here. Then you can edit those to whatever you want, or you can even change the text name to whatever you want. So we're going to add those right now. So I'm going to click on the channel name, which is right here, and then right click on it and then duplicate layer. So that's a copy right there. I'm just going to change the text of each one and then reduce the size of the text. So I'm going to change the name and just take off the channel and just put name. That's my first one. Pull it. And then I'm going to hold down Alt and then resize the name right there. Place it right in front of the Facebook. And then I'm going to go over, right click on name, blending options. Then I'm gonna turn off the stroke or just reduce the size. Up to you what you want to do. Actually, I'm just gonna reduce the size. So I'm gonna give it a just one stroke. It's very minuscule, but it makes it look better. For the drop shadow, I'm gonna keep it the same. I want to keep that consistency across both of them. And then I'm also going to reduce the size a little bit more. Okay, so now we have that done. You know, instead of using the channel name copies, I'm just gonna delete those two that I had made earlier. And right there, they've both been deleted. I'm just gonna duplicate the name layer twice more. Okay, now I've got both of them duplicated. I'm just gonna move the name layer right here. This is all, you know, up to you how you want to make yours look. You can make it, you can organize these things, move them around, do whatever you really want to do with these things. You can even put like a picture here, a logo here, whatever you want to do, you can always do. You can always change anything. All you got to do is get a PNG file and place it right there. So this is super easy for you guys. You can even put like a website name here or a subscribe button here. Go to file, open, grab the subscribe button right there. And then you do the same thing that we've done since the start. And then remember when I said you could put some stuff out of like the designated most important stuff area. So I would usually put something like a subscribe button right here and then resize it so it's not too, you know, large, and place it right here. I usually like to add a text above, you know, the YouTube. You don't have to do this. You can basically just keep it as simple as, you know, this right here. But for me, I like to put something, you know, off screen for people that, you know, watch on desktop. This is not going to be, it's not going to show if it's on mobile, on your web browser or your phone browser. It'll still show. So I like to just put something here, you know, just a gentle reminder to subscribe, because, you know, you basically give them some more information. So I just duplicate a text, which is the same thing right here. So right click, duplicate layer, click OK, and then pull it over here. So you can put whatever you want. I'm just going to edit this and put this as new video weekly for now. So you can put it as whatever you want. So I have that there, but I want to put another line. I want to put the weekly on a different line. So I'm going to right click on that layer. Then I'm just gonna grab it and kind of center it so it's kind of nice looking, you know, and then I'm gonna leave the subscribe button right there. Make sure it's all aligned, as you can see with that purple thing, or you can do the same method I showed you guys earlier. And you can always change this to whatever text you want. You can reduce the background. You can change whatever you want. So you can do whatever you want. So this is basically it. So I'm just gonna zoom out. So click on Z, hold down Alt, and just click away right there. And as you can see, mine is kind of off screen right here. So I'm just gonna drag this right there. Just drag it. If it ever gets off screen because you were working and didn't notice, then yeah. But this is basically the template. You can, you know, edit and change to whatever you want. So you're gonna be able to grab this down in the description. You can grab this for free download. You can just, you know, edit this, change it to your channel name, put your Facebook, you know, put all that stuff in there. There's gonna be all that stuff in there you can just work with. So I'm gonna show you guys how to edit this if you were gonna use this for your channel. So you already know how to edit the name. So you just gotta click on this and then just change it. Just change it to whatever you want. And you can even change the text name to something here. Just change it to something different if you wanted a different look. If you want to change the color of the logos, you can basically go over to each layer and then right click, go to blending options, and just go to color overlay and change this color right here to whatever you want. So it can be any color you want it to be right there. The same goes for right here. You can change the text as well individually to whatever you want, or delete them if you don't want them, and take off the subscribe button. It's all up to you what you want to do. If you want to change the background, I would suggest a website to grab free high quality images that you can use for your background. So you want to go over to unsplash.com. This link will also be in the description, so make sure to grab that and look for anything. You know, you can look for whatever you want. So I'm just gonna look for a gray textured background. So there's all kinds of different gray textured backgrounds. You can just grab whatever you want. I think I'm gonna go with something that's dark to complement the white color that I already have. I'll just show you guys how to, you know, work with this. You could also use a picture in this case. You don't have to use a background. This is just if you don't have a picture of yours that you want to use, and you can come here, you know, grab something. We're basically at the end. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add, I'm gonna show you guys how to change this background to whatever you want. You can put a picture of yourself. It doesn't matter what it is. You can change it to whatever you want. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that right now. File and open the background we just downloaded. So right there, that one, just open it. And then you can grab your background and pull it. It's gonna cover the entire screen, as you can see right there. In order to fix this or to make this, you know, basically your background or whatever you want to use it for, just pull it all the way to the bottom. Make sure it's above your art here. So that's where you want it to be above. Just the your art here layer. That's where you want it to be above. And then you right click on this background layer, and then you can click create clip and mask right here. create clipping mask, and then it attaches, as you can see right there. So that's now your basically your background. So you can also add effects to this background to give it, you know, a different vibe. Here's one effect. You go over to your filter and then you go to your blur. You can basically add, like, let's say a Gaussian blur. You can see it's now blurry. You can reduce the level of blur. You can change it to however you want, or you can keep that off and just use it like this. I personally think it's a little too distracting with all that in there. Another thing you can do is you can add a satin. So you want to go to your layer, right click on it, blend in options, and then you go to satin right here. It darkens the layer. So that's another thing you can do right there. Or you can, there's just so much you can do, but this is basically, you know, a simple way to, you know, make the channel name pop and all that stuff pop. There you have it. That's basically how you do it. So next thing you'd want to do is extract or export this banner and then place it on your YouTube channel. So to do that, all you got to do is go over to File, go to Export over here, and then Export As, and you make sure PNG is selected. You want to make sure it's being exported as a PNG. So export all, and once that's, you can export it wherever you want. So I'm just gonna export mine to my desktop. I'm just gonna name it banner, then click OK, save it. Basically it'll save to your desktop, and then you have your banner right there. You can go over to your YouTube channel and change it. I'm gonna go change mine for a quick second just so you guys can see what it looks like. But that's basically what it will look like. You can, you know, change this name. Obviously, this is not what the name is going to be. That's all I've got for you guys in this one. If you made it to this point of the video, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're looking for more videos like this one, you know, videos showing you how to make YouTube thumbnails or anything like that, you know, click on the video on the screen right now, and I will catch you guys in the next one. It is Midas, and I am out.